Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Sri Radha Cha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri. We are reading Bhagavad Gita as it is by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We are in chapter 10, text 3. Neither the host of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods and sages. This was text 2, right? Text 3. Let's move to text 3. He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme Lord of all the worlds, he only, undeluded among men, is freed from all sins. Yes. Let's read the purport. As stated in the 7th chapter, 7.3, Manushyanam Sahasresu Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye. Those who are trying to elevate themselves to the platform of spiritual realization are not ordinary men. They are superior to millions and millions of ordinary men who have no knowledge of spiritual realization. But out of those actually trying to understand their spiritual situation, one who can come to the understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the proprietor of everything, the unborn, is the most successful spiritually realized person. So we have seen that in other parts of the world also there are people who are very spiritual. But they are saying that out of even those people, when someone understands Krishna or Krishna consciousness, he is above these spiritually aligned people. In that stage only, when one has fully understood Krishna's supreme position, can one be free completely from all sinful reactions. Here the Lord is described by the word Aja, meaning unborn, but he is distinct from the living entities who are described in the 2nd chapter as Aja. The Lord is different from the living entities who are taking birth and dying due to material attachment. The conditioned souls are changing their bodies, but his body is not changeable. But his body, as in God's body, is not changeable. Even when he comes to this material world, he comes as the same unborn. Therefore, in the 4th chapter, it is said that the Lord, by his internal potency, is not under the inferior material energy, but is always in the superior energy. In this verse, the words Vetti Loka Maheshwaram indicate that one should know that Lord Krishna is the supreme proprietor of the planetary systems of the universe. He was existing before the creation and he is different from his creations. Right? All the demigods are created within this material world. But as far as Krishna is concerned, it is said that he is not created. Therefore, Krishna is different even from the great demigods like Brahma and Shiva. And because he is the creator of Brahma, Shiva, and all the other demigods, he is the supreme person of all the planets. Sri Krishna is therefore different from everything that is created, and anyone who knows him as such immediately becomes liberated from all sinful reactions. One must be liberated from all sinful activities to be in the knowledge of the Supreme Lord. Only by devotional service can he be known, and not by any other means, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Yes. If you turn devotional Only then you'll have that mind space to understand what is Krishna consciousness. One should not try to understand Krishna as a human being. Krishna is not a human being. As stated previously, only a foolish person thinks him to be a human being. This is again expressed here in a different way. A man who is not foolish, who is intelligent enough to understand the constitutional position of the Godhead, is always free from all sinful reactions. If Krishna is known as once as son of Devaki, then how can he be unborn? That is also explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. When he appeared before Devaki and Vasudev, he was not born as an ordinary child. He appeared in his original form and then he transformed himself into an ordinary child. Anything done under the direction of Krishna is transcendent. It cannot be contaminated by material reactions which may be auspicious or inauspicious. The conception that there are things auspicious and inauspicious in the material world is more or less a mental concoction because there is nothing auspicious in the material world. Yes, the dualities that exist, they exist in material world because of our mental thoughts or our mentality. Otherwise, if you see everything is miserable, everything is inauspicious some way because we are in the material world. Yes, everything is inauspicious because the very material nature is inauspicious. The very material nature is inauspicious. If you see the five elements of material nature, what are the five elements? Air, water. Let's start from first element, water, fire, earth, air, and space. Yes. So if you see, earth will not exist if there is no space. Water will not exist if there is fire. Air will not exist if there is no water. So all of this are able to kill each other, like exhaust each other, right? So their nature is such that they are able to exhaust each other, and yet they are staying together at different temperatures. They are staying together. So there is a lot of risk that one can extinguish anytime. And again, the whole material world will change with having only four elements. So you see, all these elements are inauspicious because they have a nature of getting exhausted. Yes. Everything is inauspicious because the very material nature is inauspicious. We simply imagine it to be auspicious. Real auspiciousness depends on the activities in Krishna consciousness in full devotion and service. Auspiciousness is again in your mind, in your actions, in your intelligence. Yes, it's not in this element. It is intangible. It is sukshma. Therefore, if we at all want our activities to be auspicious, then we should work under the directions of the Supreme Lord. Such directions are given in authoritative scriptures such as Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Geeta or from a bona fide spiritual master. Because the spiritual master is the representative of the Supreme Lord, his direction is directly the direction of the Supreme Lord. The spiritual master, saintly persons, and scriptures direct in the same way. Yes. So these are the guides. We are having the guides with ourselves. All our Vedic scriptures are a guide. The guide to what? Guide to attain Krishna consciousness so that you feel liberated in the material world. You feel liberated of all the material nature. There is no answer. Therefore, if we at all want our activities to be auspicious, then we should work under the directions of the Supreme Lord. Such directions are given in authoritative scriptures such as Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Geeta, or from a bona fide spiritual master. Because the spiritual master is the representative of the Supreme Lord, his direction is directly the direction of the Supreme Lord. The spiritual master, saintly persons, and scriptures direct in the same way. There is no contradiction in these three sources. All actions done under such direction are free from the reaction of pious or impious activities. The transcendental attitude of the devotee in the performance of activities is actually that of renunciation, and this is called sannyas. As stated in the first verse of the sixth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, one who acts as a matter of duty because he has been ordered to do so by the Supreme Lord, and who does not seek shelter in the fruits of his activities. Anashriti, Anashrita karma phalam is a true renouncer. Anyone acting under the direction of the Supreme Lord is actually a sannyasi and a yogi, and not the man who has simply taken the dress of the sannyasi or a pseudo yogi. Let's move to text 4 to 5. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and infamy. All these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. Yes, let's read the purport. The different qualities of living entities, be they good or bad, are all created by Krishna and they are described here. Intelligence refers to the power to analyze things in their proper perspective, and knowledge refers to understanding what is spirit and what is matter. Ordinary knowledge obtained by a university education pertains only to matter and it is not accepted here as knowledge. Knowledge means knowing the distinction between spirit and matter. In modern education, there is no knowledge about spirit. They are simply taking care of the material elements and bodily needs. Therefore, academic knowledge is not complete. Asammoha, freedom from doubt and delusion, can be achieved when one is not hesitant and when he understands the transcendental philosophy. Slowly but surely, he becomes free from bewilderment. Nothing should be accepted blindly. Everything should be accepted with care and with caution. Shama, tolerance, and forgiveness should be practiced. One should be tolerant and excuse the minor offenses of others. Satyam, truthfulness, means that. So I remember this story. One story I will say. Shama, tolerance, and forgiveness should be practiced. One should be tolerant and excuse the minor offenses of others. So there was a king who was having 19 jars, which were very beautiful and assorted ones. By mistake, one soldier broke one of the jars. The king got so angry that he passed a death sentence for that soldier. Listening to this, one old man came to the court and he said that I can repair this one jar if you just show me. So then the king took him to the jars where all the jars where it was kept and the broken jar, the pieces of the book. This old man broke all 19 jars. He was shocked and really angry, like he was like furious. Like he didn't know what to do. So he asked him, "Why are you doing this? Why did you do like this?" The old man said that at least I saved 18 lives. Now you can only pass death sentence against one person. So you see, small things, minor things should be forgiven and tolerated. We must practice that because it will only heal us. Getting angry is basically punishing yourself for somebody else's mistake, right? Satyam, truthfulness, means that facts should be presented as they are for the benefit of others. Yes, do not manipulate things. Facts should not be misrepresented. Yes, hidden facts are also misrepresentation. If you hide something, it's also a misrepresentation. According to social conventions, it is said that one can speak the truth only when it is palatable to others. Yes, what does this mean? Let's say your friend is wearing your friend is wearing a nice jeans and a top, but you don't like her jeans. So, and you know that the jeans is outdated. But if your friend is able to understand this truth, only then tell that friend that listen, this jeans is outdated. Please discontinue. But if that friend is going to feel offended, then better not say it, right? So facts should not be according to the social conventions. It is said that one can speak the truth only when it is palatable to others. But that is not truthfulness. The truth should be spoken in a straightforward way so that others will understand actually what the facts are. If a man is a thief and if people are warned that he is a thief, that is the truth. Although sometimes the truth is unpalatable, one should not refrain from speaking it. So here we are getting guided that you should have told to that friend, even if he would have felt bad, that this jeans is not good, it is outdated, please stop wearing. Truthfulness demands that the facts be presented as they are for the benefit of others. That is the definition of truth. Yes. So for the benefit of the others, you are saying this truth. So for the benefit of your friend, you are saying this truth. But today, what people do, people don't say if something is negative, people don't say it because they don't want to fall in the uh, blacklist of the person. As you know, material world is all inauspicious things. Yes, very difficult to get this. Yeah. Control of the senses means that the senses should not be used for unnecessary personal enjoyment. There is no prohibition against meeting the proper needs of the senses, but unnecessary sense enjoyment is detrimental for spiritual advancement. Therefore, the senses should be restrained from unnecessary use. Similarly, one should restrain the mind from unnecessary thoughts. That is called sham. One should not spend one's time pondering over earning money. That is a misuse of the thinking power. The mind should be used to understand the prime necessity of human beings, and that should be presented authoritatively. The power of thought should be developed in association with persons who are authorities in the scriptures, saintly persons, and spiritual masters, and those whose thinking is highly developed. Sukham, pleasure, or happiness should always be in that which is favorable for cultivation of the spiritual knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And similarly, that which is painful or which causes distress is that which is unfavorable for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Yes. Anything favorable for the development of Krishna consciousness should be accepted, and anything unfavorable should be rejected. Bhav, bhava means birth, should be understood to refer to the body. As far as the soul is concerned, there is neither birth nor death. That we have discussed in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, birth and death apply to one's embodiment in the material body, in the material world. Fear is due to worrying about the future. A person in Krishna consciousness has no fear because by his activities he is sure to go back to the spiritual sky, back to home, back to Godhead. Therefore his future is very bright. Others, however, do not know what their future holds. They have no knowledge of what the next life holds. So they are therefore in constant anxiety. If we want to get free from anxiety, then the best course is to understand Krishna and be situated always in Krishna consciousness. In that way, we will be free from all fear. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.37, it is stated, Bhayam Dvitya Vivin- Vinivesh, sorry, Bhayam Dvitiya Vinivesha Ta Syat. Fear is caused by our absorption in the illusory energy. But those who are free from the illusory energy, those who are confident that they are not the material body, that they are spiritual parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and who are therefore engaged in the transcendental service of the Supreme Godhead, have nothing to fear. Their future is very bright. This fear is a condition of persons who are not in Krishna consciousness. Abhaya, fearlessness, is possible only for one in Krishna consciousness. Ahimsa, non-violence, means that one should not do anything which will put others into misery or confusion. Material activities that are promised by so many politicians, sociologists, philanthropists, etc., do not produce very good results because the politicians and philanthropists have no transcendental vision. They do not know what is actually beneficial for human society. Ahimsa means the, that people should be trained in such a way that the full utilization of the human body can be achieved. The human body is meant for spiritual realization. So any movement or any commissions which do not further that end commit commit violence on the human body. Even getting into the profession of selling things which are going to harm human body is violence. That which furthers the future spiritual happiness of the people in general is called non-violence. This is a long one. Let's end here with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We'll continue this verse tomorrow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So some Radha Jap, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha.